Hey, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And I am Seth here as well.
Welcome to Markwood's Breakfast Club. Morning, boy.
Good morning, Homer.
Get a little punch drunk here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, before we get things started here, I got me a YABO.
Oh my
I got
goodness.
me a YABO. I got me a YABO. Hey. You know what's weird? Lots of things are weird.
Yes.
You know, and you
Clowns
know.
and tiny cars.
You know, I smoke corncob pipes.
What?
Just about exclusively.
I'd not heard that.
I own a couple BRIARs. I don't really smoke them,
Yeah.
but I have a couple of them. But there are a couple shapes that just catch my eye. And there is one shape in particular that I've wanted for the longest time, and this isn't it.
Cool. Wow, good story. Real good story.
I have been looking for a pipe like the one that Bing Crosby smoked.
Okay.
Yeah, he smoked several different pipes over the course of his movie career, singing career as well. One of them was called I think it's the Merchant Special or something like that. He smoked a lot of those. Basically, what he liked was a long pipe, very similar to a Canadian pipe.
Okay.
And what I bought here is something similar. It's not what I want.
Sure.
But I saw this, and it was at a great price, and so I went ahead and picked it up.
Do you think he got paid to endorse the pipes that he smoked? Do you think they were doing that then? That
At one
influencer
point,
marketing?
At one point, he did. Savinelli was making pipes for him, but those weren't the pipes he was smoking originally. And when I purchased this, I didn't even know whether it was new or an estate pipe. I got this from smokingpipes.com, and all I know was I saw it and I thought, I want that. It's close to what I'm looking for, and turns out it is a new pipe. It was made in France. It is a BRIAR pipe,
Neat.
and there it is.
Ooh.
So it's similar to what Bing Crosby smoked. Now, what makes this a Canadian is the fact that they used a very large block of BRIAR in order to get both
Single
this
piece.
shank and the bowl out of a single piece. And then in the early days, Bing would smoke a pipe like this that had a very small mouthpiece on it, a small stem. As time went by, the shank was long, and then he'd have a large silver ring here,
Okay.
and then a fairly long mouthpiece on it. So they eventually got out to over 7 inches in length.
Wow.
I think he became somewhat of a caricature.
Sure.
Okay, but what makes this not his pipe is you'll see that shank is actually oval shaped. You see that? It's not as narrow from the top as it is from the side. And his were more like a pencil, very
round.
very narrow. But even
Like to see
so,
one that's cut like a pencil. Truly.
hexagonal. Yeah. He did smoke some that had flat sides on them,
Okay.
right, which were kind of different. But so today, I'm going to smoke this, probably put it right back in the pouch and never smoke it again, because that's how I am.
Yeah.
But I thought this was a neat looking pipe. Now, in anticipation of this, posted a picture on Instagram of this conglomeration. And this is something that a couple years ago, somebody asked me, do you sell the Cobsby pipe? Cobsby, like Bing Crosby, not Bill Cosby.
Important distinction.
And I said, I've never heard of that. And did a little Googling and found out that what folks were doing is they were taking this pipe right here. Let me restore this to its original beauty. Right here, which is, if it is finished, is a Pony Express. If it's naked like this, at Aristocob.com, we call it the Lady Godiva. And it is a pipe that has, you'll notice this one, has a much shorter shank on it, this wooden part right here. This is the longest shank of any of these smaller pipes. And if you take that royal bit out of it and put the slim bit in it, you end up with a very long pipe. You compare this to even a general pipe, and this is longer than a general at this point. And so we started offering on our website, if you go to the Pony Express page or the Lady Godiva page, you can select different color bits for these. And one of the options is you can get this long one, which makes it a Cobsby. Cobsby.
Cobsby. Not Cosby. That's different.
One thing I will note is that when we do this for you, when Missouri Meerschaum makes this pipe, they're making it and drilling it with the intention of it having a very short bit in it. And so they're not crazy precise with their hole placement or the angle of the hole. And we find that on many of these, when we put them together, that stem is going off at a bit of an angle. So we will make sure that when we do that, that we'll match one that looks decent for you.
Good.
If you're just buying this and you're going to throw an extra one on there, you might find that it's a little crooked. So this one is for you to smoke, boy.
Hey, cool.
This one is for me to smoke. And one of the tobaccos that we learned years ago that Bing Crosby smoked was a tobacco that contained deer's tongue. And someone in Tobacco Advent a couple years ago sent us a tobacco by Cornell and Deal called Crooner. And that tobacco contained deer's tongue. We must have smoked it all because we couldn't find it. But what we
spent about 20 minutes looking around,
going
all the way back to I think
2014.
2014.
We still had some leftover samples.
Yeah.
What we found here was a Sonneteer's blend, which does not contain deer's tongue.
That was from what, 2016?
I think so.
Yeah.
But what did this contain?
Calf
something?
Yeah. Yep. I'll look it up.
Which is another similar
calf's foot.
Calf's foot. Another similar leaf, organic material that is grown in nature and at one time was very common in pipe tobacco until folks started having some concerns.
No, Coltsfoot. Sorry, I can't even read. Coltsfoot.
I'm the one that said calf.
Yeah, you got me on that track.
When we received this a couple years ago, we thought, did it have packing material in it? It has this weird fluffy stuff in it. And that is the Coltsfoot. But,
both, if I recall, both this and
enough.
the deer tongue have a little bit of a numbing effect. Right? No?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
But, I'm going to smoke this briar pipe, guys. See how this works.
I'm pretty sure there was a bit of a numbing effect.
Ooh.
Kind of like a mint.
It's got something going with my nose.
Yeah.
Weird. I'm still going to keep my eye out for one of the Bing Crosby style pipes. I know that Basil from Red Dog Pipes, he makes them. He custom builds them. They're a couple $100 a piece, which is quite a bit more than I'm going to spend on any pipe. I'm past those days where I'm going to spend a lot of money on a pipe. But that's one that I still have my eye on. Just want to have it in my collection. Now, it's already too late. Somebody's already commented below about the 2017 Cornaments from Tobacco Advent. And this has been a horrible year, and we did not get those Cornaments out. But we assure you, and we will fulfill our promise, you will have them before this Christmas season. And we will do the same for the folks that send tobacco in for this year's Tobacco Advent. Speaking of tobacco,
they will get their Cornaments before this Christmas season or before next year's Christmas season?
They'll get it before Christmas.
The people that send tobacco this year, will they get their Cornament before Christmas this year?
My plan is, and the first problem was we said, hey, we're going to send you this Morgan nose warmer, and then we couldn't get Morgan nose warmers. So that became a real issue. I'm debating about changing up our pipe this year, which I don't know. This one's kind of interesting. Maybe we do that. Give us your opinion. What do you think of this pipe?
For the last, I believe this will be year 6 doing Tobacco Advent. For the last 5 years, it has been
the naked Morgan nose warmer.
And well, let's talk about that because we haven't really talked about Tobacco Advent yet.
Okay.
So for those of you that don't know, Tobacco Advent is something that we do every year, or have done every year that we've had our channel.
That's how we started the channel.
It is, yeah. we had this idea that it would be fun to have a advent calendar of sorts, where just like with the ones that have pieces of chocolate and a chocolate a day, you do that with tobacco. And so what we do is viewers will send a sample of their favorite tobacco, just
Not much.
enough
Little
for a
bag
single
is
bowl,
good.
and
Single bowl for each of us.
for each of us. I was pointing, I had a burp at that point in time. And then we'll smoke the tobacco, and we smoke a tobacco a day, film a video every day from December 1st through December 25th. That's in addition to our weekly Markwood's Breakfast Club videos. And so we'll smoke the tobacco, we'll talk about it a little bit, we'll usually have some sort of a Q&A, we'll answer a question, and then it really is great. It's our most viewed time of year, and it's when we get the most comments usually, because there's a lot of conversation in the comments, or we also recommend and encourage video responses to the question. Answer the question yourself that we've answered. It's a great way to spark conversation, and so it's our favorite time of year.
It is.
A lot of times, and those videos are usually, I'd say they average out to about 7 minutes long. So unlike our normal,
Really?
Yeah, they're between 5 and 10 minutes usually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we smoke. I mean, we you know, if you've sent a letter or something. Last year we got some pictures. We had some pictures sent to us. That was awesome. And so it's one of our favorite times of year for those. And if you haven't seen any of those videos, just search Tobacco Advent. About half of our videos at this point, a little bit less than half of our videos now, are Tobacco Advent videos. Wow, that's crazy to think. Less than half of our videos. So we've done, I think if we've done 5 years, we have 125 Tobacco Advent videos. But we're now in the 200s on our episodes.
Yeah.
So we've done more weekly episodes than we've done
And we
Tobacco
don't count
Advent.
the
That's
Tobacco
crazy.
Advent videos as episodes.
Right. Wow. Yay us. That's crazy. Been doing this a long time, it feels like. So, anyway, that's coming up. And then in exchange for sending a tobacco, we send a cornament, a corncob pipe. It's been a Morgan nose warmer with a little hook on it, so you can hang it up in your tree. We've put stickers, or some years have actually signed them, indicating that it's a cornament. You can. It's not for smoking, but once you have it, you do with it what you want.
Why is it not for smoking, FDA?
Mm-hmm.
There was concern a couple years ago. Folks were saying, I don't know if I'm allowed to send you a sample. We actually got that message from a few people.
We cleared that up.
Businesses
Right.
had trouble sampling tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
That's, some of you were involved years ago. Sutliff had a program where they were sending YouTubers a box a month that had several tobacco tins in it. And they had to stop that because that's a free sample. That's against the FDA deeming. But individuals can give samples to one another. But the FDA
Not giving
thing,
samples, it's sharing.
but the FDA, their requirement is there has to be an exchange, right? Some kind of a
But not for
monetary-
individuals.
Right. But I'm saying, even
individuals.
so, there had to be a monetary exchange. Well, we're going to get you a cornament in exchange for your, if you want to look at it that way.
I don't, because I think it's even less risky. We're individuals. We'll send you one. Thanks for watching. You're individuals. If you send us tobacco, hey, thanks. You can do that because you're a person and not a business.
Okay.
You look at it how you want to look at it.
Fair
I
enough.
choose to look at it with the least liability.
I don't disagree with that. So, anyway, yeah, gosh, it's hard to believe that this year's over. Or we're looking at the end of the year anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
It always comes up really fast. And December, as far as the channel goes, filming the Tobacco Advent videos is takes up a lot of time, and it kind of compresses December. Filming and editing and posting the videos every day. I mean, it's crazy to think that is just weeks away.
And we have to make sure
it's not
we
months
fit
away.
That,
It's
fit that into our schedule.
weeks away. Yeah, I mentioned something about it to my wife, and she said, "Oh, tobacco advent."
That means you're going to smell like tobacco, and we're going to have these days where we just disappear and go and film a whole bunch of episodes.
Yeah, she loves the fact that during the busiest family month, I spend several hours in the shop. Loves it.
However, there have often been times that we've said we're going to the shop to film videos, and we come and we make stuff for Christmas. So
Yeah.
we've got them fooled a little bit.
Yeah. So what else?
Well, I'm thinking about this pipe and the fact that I'm intrigued by this shape. Reminds me again back to the Richmond Pipe Show. And I walk past table after table after table with literally hundreds of BRIAR pipes and meerschaum pipes, and they just don't catch my eye. And what do? I go and I dig through the pile of really rough estate pipes, and my goal is to find an Aristocob pipe. That's the metal pipe that holds a corn cob. And but this pipe catches my eye, or the long, Canadian. Your pipe, the pipe that Boy reaches for, is always something that's about as big as a child's head.
Not anymore.
Really?
No. I mean, I don't reach for pipes, really. It's, at this point, I think the only pipes that I picked up at the show were designed by forget his name. Sorry, one of the guys that we had dinner with the night before. He designed some very, very interesting pipes that are really inspired by like Lovecraft, and they kind of have like a nerdy.
What's Lovecraft?
So H.P. Lovecraft's an author. Cthulhu is one of his creations. Just kind of weird design and shape brought in. What is this? Oh yeah,
What's his name?
John
Inge, I-N-G-E, and from Inge Pipes. I'm pronouncing Inge wrong.
Pipecarver.com.
Which we were just absolutely shocked that he had pipecarver.com as a URL, but he was very early onto buying URLs.
This is one of his pipes, claw pipe, totally carved. I love that. I think those were the only pipes that I actually picked up, not ones that I have any budget for.
We sat that night before at dinner trying to solve a problem that he has. He has a challenge for a particular shape that he needs to accomplish, and I won't get into it because I don't want to give away, because if he accomplishes it, it'll be really sweet. But he was happy to be sitting at a table with a couple woodworkers, and on top of that, he owns like 7 Shopsmith Mark V's, just like me.
It's so funny the way the conversation happened, because he said, well, so we asked him about what tools he has, or somehow it came up, and he said, well, I use this tool. I use this cool tool called a Shopsmith, and I burst out laughing. It was like, of all the tools,
and I'm sure he thought, I knew I shouldn't have said Shopsmith.
Of all the tools, and so they started. Yeah, they started comparing and saying, "Oh, do you have this? Oh no, I've never seen that. I do this." Blah 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 blah.
It's a fun evening.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Anyway, I'm curious about that, and from you too. Are you drawn to a particular shape of pipe, even if it's one maybe that you don't smoke? A lot of folks love the idea of a church warden, and they get one, and they smoke it once or twice, and then realize that's a real commitment.
Yeah,
I got to be sitting down, holding on to this pipe the entire time. I can't clench it, and that's not something that most of us have that luxury. We're smoking while we're driving, we're smoking while we're working in our shops, and I think that those are the folks that are dedicated to sitting down, relaxing, and smoking a pipe. If you're smoking a church warden, likewise. Many of those super ornate meerschaum pipes, those are those white carved stone pipes. There are guys that'll put white gloves on because they don't want to get the oils from their fingers on their pipe. and sit and smoke that pipe with a glove on.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
I'm not either. I'm trying to think if I have things, if I have any hobby that I'm that dedicated to. Like if there's anything in my life that doesn't serve a practical purpose, because that's barely practical at that point. And I mean that's all for either show or just the way it makes you feel. It makes you feel good having that quality of a piece. But most of my stuff is very practical. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I would take that level of care with.
Yeah, but okay, we were talking about that at dinner. As a woodworker, I know hand planes are something that if you take care of them, you'll be able to sell them someday, or your children will be able to sell them, and they'll get far more money than you ever paid for them because it's something that they retain their value so well. And really, really unique pipes like that, if they're taken care of, will increase with age. Especially, you're talking about a genuine meerschaum pipe, where as you're smoking them, they're starting to take on that really interesting amber patina
Right.
from smoking. Some of those, the way they're carved, are carved in such a way that they're designed to have multiple layers of color that comes naturally from the tobacco. And, a solid white meerschaum pipe has less value than an estate pipe that has been taken care of and smoked correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just a different side of the hobby that I'm a part of. We spoke to some people at the show that are in that side where they're taking pipes, they're buying a pipe, smoking it a couple of times, and then getting it cleaned up and selling it and basically flipping a profit on it to buy whatever the next pipe they desire. The only reason why I carry multiple pipes in my bag is so that if I can't empty one, I can smoke something else. Otherwise, I'd be perfectly happy with just one.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
It's. I also saw a cartoon recently from, I think the New Yorker, on Instagram, and it was a man and a woman, and she was kind of getting on his case about something, and she says, "Just because you collect something doesn't make it collectible." Right, and so it's like those plastic pipes, the pipe that I bought. There are people who collect them.
Yeah.
It's not really a collectible pipe.
Right.
It's such an oddity. Corncob pipes from the Aristocob metal pipe is a pipe that people thought they wanted, but people didn't like the way they smoke. Right? They're just they're hot and they're weird. And yet, people want them.
Right.
And some people collect them.
We spoke to a guy at the show who works as the caretaker for somebody who has way too much money. This guy buys cars, pipes, watches, any collectible thing.
The guy he works for.
The guy he works for. You could think of it, and the guy we met, his job is to help maintain the cars, help make sure, he's the guy that when the owner of the products says, "Hey, I want such and such watch," he needs to be the one that knows where it is, what storage unit it's in. But he said that this is the kind of guy who he collects all sorts of things. And has stuff in his collection that what he desires is just to have it. He doesn't use it. He said he has cars that are back in garages, covered up and never driven. Some that you can't even legally drive, and they're not on display or anything. They're just in a space that he has them, and that's what he wants. That's good enough. There's no practicality there at all. That was interesting.
What's that song? Life's been good to me so far. Where you got one of the lines is, "Got a Maserati, does 185. I lost my license, so now I don't drive." And it's a singer who's singing about all these wonderful things he owns and can't use.
Huh.
But life's been good.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many Aristocob pipes I own,
Yeah.
but I bought 2 of them this month.
I know how many of them you haven't smoked. All of them. All of them is the answer.
And here I am smoking a BRIAR pipe.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
Weird. How is it? How's it smoking?
It smokes fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. No complaints.
I quite like this.
I know.
This style. That's nice.
I've been smoking that for the last week or so, or one like it, not that one. I
Yeah.
have one with an amber stem on it. And it actually has a decent length of smoke, probably somewhere in the 20 to 30 minute point. And because of its length, it's absolutely way out of your face. It's no nose warmer.
Well, we did a comparison before with the bowl
Bore.
size and the bore on a lot of these pipes, and even though it is a smaller overall shape, the actual bowl is very comparable to just about anything else I have here on the table. I mean, these
I think that's
are similar.
these
a little shorter.
all of these have a 3/4 inch bore, and I think that's a 5/8 bore.
Yeah,
And as you smoke it, it's going to enlarge a little bit.
Sure.
It's going to get larger.
largen's fine. I'll take it.
But again, oftentimes a 20 to 30 minute smoke is a perfect smoke.
That's nice. It's nice and light. I quite like that. I also like the Coltsfoot.
The Coltsfoot is a earthy flavor or a green flavor to me.
Yeah,
It's got a flavor. How would you describe that?
I still I find for me it's not numbing. It's not a numbing effect, but there's something in it that reminds me of like the freshness of spearmint. Kind of.
Maybe so. It's more pleasant to me than an English blend. It doesn't add an aromatic taste to it. It adds a different taste to it.
Yeah.
I guess that both it and deer's tongue were very common years ago, and some folks had concerns about health issues. They were finding that in huge quantities these could harm your liver and other things.
Oh.
And so the FDA banned it and
Really?
made it something that you weren't allowed to add to tobacco.
So you couldn't sell it? Because this, I believe, was a home blend, if I'm remembering right from years
it's
ago.
the deer's tongue you can get commercially, but this stuff you can't get commercially for that reason.
This was the I think this was the one that came with the book from Paducah. Remember that?
The book from Irvin S. Cobb.
Yes. That's exactly what this was from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think he adds that himself.
Yes. I think so. It's a good mix.
I do know that when it was commercially available, they would harvest the stuff in nature, and it was very common to find in North Carolina.
It looks like, looking at the plant, it looks like dandelions. I mean, it's got like a yellow flower.
It's a fuzzier leaf, though.
Might be. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time examining the leaves of dandelions, but this is Coltsfoot right there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's...
So are we smoking the leaf, or are we smoking the flower?
Well, that's a good question.
Because it's very
What-
fluffy looking.
Very fluffy and white. It could be the dried flower. It almost looks like cotton.
Yeah. I remember when we first got this, we were looking at that bag and thinking, is there packing material in here? What's going on?
Yeah, there are some medicinal uses.
You use it in tea, I think.
Use it for asthma, sore throat, cough, bronchitis, hoarseness, wheezing, laryngitis.
Sneezing.
But it says, as WebMD, Coltsfoot is considered unsafe. It contains chemicals called hepatotoxic paralizidine alkaloids, PAs, that can damage the liver or cause cancer.
Liver.
Dietary supplement products sold in the U.S. are not required to state the amount of PAs they may contain. So if the package doesn't say the product is certified hepatotoxic PA free, you can assume there are probably hepatotoxic PAs in it. Avoid using Coltsfoot products that are not certified and labeled. But people with the following conditions should be especially careful. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. If you have allergies to ragweed.
Interesting.
If you have high blood pressure, heart disease, and liver disease.
And again, they're talking about consuming it.
Sure.
Right. Well, hey.
The leaf has been used to make medicine. People use it for lung problems such as bronchitis, asthma, and whooping cough. They also take it for upper respiratory tract complaints, including sore mouth and throat, cough, and hoarseness. Some people inhale Coltsfoot for coughs and wheezing.
Interesting.
It could also fight pain and swelling inflammation.
So it causes problems and solves problems. That sounds like everything.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
I find that most of those things are true of McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Yes. Yes, the pink sludge. Pink slime.
I'm a big fan of pink slime.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of that Jamie Oliver thing. You see that? He had a show where he was going across America.
Yes.
Celebrity chef Jamie Oliver was tackling childhood obesity.
And he did this in England.
Yes, and it
right?
had really great effects in England. Was tackling childhood obesity and trying to rally for healthier school lunches. And he had this segment where he showed children how McDonald's makes their chicken nuggets and grinding everything up into a pink slurry, and he made some, and then he also made chicken nuggets with chicken breasts and
freshly
fresh
made
ingredients and everything, and put it in front of the kids and said, now which one would you like? Every single kid chicken nugget. He was like, what?
Yeah, in England, the kids, having seen the sludge being made, chose
Right.
the real chicken.
Right.
And in America, we was like, yeah, I want
Yeah,
the nugget. Nugget looks great.
No,
you can tell
nuggets
he
taste
was
good.
so frustrated
Oh, yeah.
by that.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
you
a
know
great
what?
video.
Everything he took from that chicken was from a chicken.
Yes.
It wasn't like he was, now we're going to add some latex paint to this.
Right.
It's chicken.
One looks like a chicken nugget that they eat twice a week. The other looks like something else entirely.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's good on McDonald's for having strong branding, brand recognition, and marketing.
No
But
question about that. Do you have a preferred shape? Do you like the
No,
tombstone, the boot,
I don't
the
care.
circle, the oval?
I don't. I think that the circle is probably my least preferred because
Same.
it's the hardest to get into the dipping sauce.
That's true. The boot's really
The
easy.
boot's really easy. Yeah, it is absolutely.
What's-
But I don't
what's
eat.
your-
I don't eat chicken nuggets.
I know, but
these days.
what's your dipping sauce?
Tough questions. Asking hard hitting. Depends. I like honey mustard. It's good, but they had a habanero ranch. Habanero ranch. It's like a habanero sauce that was quite spicy, and I would mix that with ranch, and that became a favorite. Also, the buffalo and ranch is also really
So
good.
I like their hot mustard, not their honey mustard. But none of them are quite like the Szechuan sauce.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. We've talked about that. I, like many Rick and Morty fans, stood in line for 2 hours only to be told that they only had 5 of them to begin with. They let a line form around the building, completely around the building, and only when they started selling them did they tell people, oh yeah, we only have about 5.
There was
on
some
hand.
guy for his YouTube channel that got it and
Yeah,
took it outside and
stomped
stomped on it.
Yeah.
And then there were other people standing in line that grabbed a nugget and dipped it on the ground.
Yep, that's good content right there.
Yeah, it really is.
It's good content.
You gotta love YouTube. All right, so back to that other question. We'll leave it with this. Is there a pipe shape that you're drawn to, whether you own it or not? And if you do own it, do you actually smoke it? Tell us about it.
Yep.
With that, we'll wrap this up.
Yep. Well, with that, and also, if you're interested in participating in Tobacco Advent, we certainly would appreciate it. And there's a link down below. Send your favorite tobacco. Let us know what it is.
Is
if
it a
it's
link?
local, is it
There are links?
the address down below? Tell us what's in it, what is it, and maybe why you like it. and we'll share that. If you have a YouTube channel, we'd love to share that as well. Or as in the past, if you don't want your name shared, that's fine too.
We will share a short letter
That's right.
if someone includes a note. We've received 3-page notes.
Yeah,
No
we'll
one's got time
summarize
for
it.
that.
We'll summarize that. But
All right. Make it a great week.
thanks, guys.